And presenting from them today will be Reverend Willie Wade and Esther Dixon. So here you guys go.
Thank you, and good afternoon. We're honored to be here with you all. Um, as was previously stated, I am Willie Wade, the founder of Difference Makers of Hot Springs, also a Faith Network ambassador and pastor with Esther Dixon, executive director, Justice of the Peace, and also founder of Diamonds in Rough Transitional Ministry. Um, our project title is Health Literacy to Improving Healthy Community Conditions of Garland County. I wanted to let you know that health literacy is about the ability to obtain, read, understand, and use healthcare information in order to make appropriate health decisions and follow instructions for treatment. On our project overview, the target audience is Garland County underserved community. Statement of needs is identifying the top three health concerns to provide resources, increase health literacy, and promote education and awareness in Garland County. The project purpose is to improve healthy community conditions of Garland County through health literacy. Under our SMART objectives, the Difference Makers of Hot Springs will develop a health survey to be administered to 200 residents of Garland County by April 2020, conduct a community policing forum discussion with law enforcement, elected officials, and the residents, and to host the 6th annual Hot Springs Community Resource Fair to provide resources to increase health literacy and promote education and awareness to Garland County. I will now turn it over to Ms. Dixon to speak on the results.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Our project timeline, the first objective was to develop a health survey. The Garland County Health Survey was conducted between February through March 2020, and it was a result of the top three community concerns established through the survey were access to care was the number one concern, housing was number two, and transportation was number three. The survey was conducted electronically as well as paper, and residents throughout the surrounding communities in and around Hot Springs consisted of residents 18 and up. Also, our second objective was to conduct a community forum. Due to the racial unrest that we were having worldwide, we kind of shifted our focus to hold a community policing forum. And that forum was moderated by UAMS Division for Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion. And the takeaways from the event included chokeholds are a banned police tactic, and it's something that they do not use, and it's something that they do not train. And they were in agreement that that's something that should not be followed or observed. Officers are held accountable by other officers that are on patrol with them. So they hold each other accountable, and they do not turn a blind eye to any wrongdoing or things that may be suspect. Community engagement is encouraged throughout the ranks of the department, and the chief of police sees to it that everyone on staff follows that. A citizens community review board was discussed, and we will be following up with law enforcement and leadership to continue the discussion on that community review board. The next item was the event was received by the community, and we received great reviews, and there were great responses from everyone. There was a lot of input. It was very successful. The next project timeline was our 6th annual Hot Springs Community Resource Fair. And with the pandemic, we had to switch gears on this event also. And we did still have this event, but we wanted to make sure that we took safety precautions due to COVID-19. And we made sure that we switched our location to a larger area where we could be able to use social distancing and make sure that we were able to wear masks and follow safety guidelines throughout. This year, we added some community partners with us to make it a grander event and to also provide the needed resources to the community because of the world pandemic. The event expanded from the Hot Springs Community Resource Fair to also add on the Back to School Bash and a Samaritan's Shoe giveaway. So the event's theme was when we all come together, because right now that's what we're needing, this unity, and this event was the catalyst that brought that theme, birthed that theme. Also, let's see here, the partners that were involved with this in this event was the City of Hot Springs MLK Committee, First Lutheran Church, and Rise Above Alcohol Drugs Prevention Program. Items were donated for this event for school supplies and backpacks and cleaning supplies for residents. Also, there was a free tennis shoe giveaway, as I mentioned earlier in the title. The Samaritan Shoe Giveaway is a free shoe giveaway for children so they can have shoes for school. The event was well received. We also had COVID-19 testing, and that was well received. We had one of the mobile units come out, and they provided free COVID-19 testing for the community, as well as census. The census is every 10 years, so the census is going on right now. So we had census assistance at the event, and also voter registration. We have a presidential election this year, so we made sure that we included that resource as well. Voter registration assistance, as well as absentee and mail-in voting assistance and awareness. Over 500 families benefited from this event, and it was an awesome event. We also were able to combine an event that we usually have separately, but due to COVID, we weren't able to have it separately. We usually have our banquet, but we included that with this event, and we were able to recognize our third annual Community Advocates and Living Legends at this event. Also, our first posthumous Lifetime Achievement Award. Those individuals were recognized and awarded at the Hot Springs Community Resource Fair, and it was well received. I'm going to turn it over at this time back to Reverend Wade. Thank you.
Thank you. In our evaluation plan results, we collected and ranked electronic survey results to determine the top 3 health concerns of Garland County. The results was we conducted 200 surveys and 5 focus groups. As previously mentioned, the top 3 concerns was access to care, housing, and transportation. Community policing forum was held to address policing practices and community engagement. The results of that is a healthy discussion with county and city leaders, law enforcement. The community policing forum was live streamed on Facebook Live, and a community survey disseminated post results of the event. We hosted the 6th Annual Hot Springs Community Resource Fair to provide insight, services, and resources to Garland County. The results fair was well received. We collected attendance numbers and various screenings. Over 500 was in attendance. And lastly, we will be having an upcoming community partnership with Keep Arkansas Beautiful to do community revitalization, and that event is scheduled for October 24th of 2020. I give it back to Esther for closing out.
Okay, we're up to our acknowledgments. We want to acknowledge and thank UAMS Translational Research Institute, CPRL, and everyone that is involved with the project and the training at large, as well as Arkansas Minority Health Commission, Blue and You Foundation, Minority Initiative Subrecipient, Garland County Forum Court, City of Hot Springs City Police, Garland County Sheriff Department, Hot Springs School Districts, Garland County Health Department, Healthy Connections of Hot Springs, Diamonds in the Rough Women's Transitional Ministries, Webb Community Center, Langston Gardens Neighborhood Association, A Walk of Faith Ministries, 2019 Hot Springs, Arkansas Community Health Needs Assessment, Levi Hospital, and 2019 Community Health Needs Assessment, CHI St. Vincent. We want to thank everyone as far as our community partners and also everyone in the community that was involved in our survey. Any questions?
Thank you both for that presentation and for the great work that you're doing in Garland County. We do have a couple of questions, particularly around your police forum, your community policing forum. And so one question was, were you able to attract a racially diverse audience for the community policing forum?
Yes, it was very much diverse. We we don't have the exact demographics of that, but we can say that we purposely had a good selection of representation on that panel. It was a panel discussion that consisted of both our police department, our city leaders, our school leaders. So in that diversity, it kind of touched to some of everything that could be a possibility of a concern from the policing of the community to actually resource officers in the school system to just try to bring more transparency and awareness to how our children are being kind of treated at school, as well as to what people in the community can expect to receive from the police department.
And related to that, can you talk about the experience of African Americans in Hot Springs with policing?
We are very fortunate that we are not under the same category or situations that are being experienced in other states. And that was one of the main discussions that we had during the community policing, that we wanted to make sure that we got ahead of anything. And while we're at a situation where we don't have that, at any time it could happen. So we wanted to make sure that we had open dialogue with leadership as well as law enforcement and start that community engagement and the community policing before anything went awry. So we are fortunate that we don't have anything like that as of now.
And to add to that, actually, we have been in ongoing discussions for a couple of years with our law enforcement about the establishing of a community review board, so that when various situations ignite, we have cooler heads that are already in communication that could be able to relay that to the community in which they represent and kind of keep things from boiling over to a point of escalation, that we've seen. We understand that the right to protest is a God-given right, but we don't want the looting and all the other things that come with it to make it negative, put a negative spin on it. So I think if the better informed people are about things, to know that there are people at work trying to address the concerns that hopefully will make them a little bit more subdued themselves.
Okay, so I was just checking our chat to see if we had any other questions, and it doesn't look like we do, but we do have some comments. Again, thanking you for your great work. Thank you for everything that you're doing to help the citizens of Garland County, especially in Hot Springs. So now that concludes our CPRO presentations. We want to thank all of our CPRO team members and participants. I know I sound like a broken record, but I am so impressed and amazed by the work that they did in such challenging times. We didn't hear any complaints from our team. They just were like, we're gonna pivot and we're gonna find a way to do this work, even if we have to do it differently. And I think that's a true testament to the importance of working with our community partners to make sure that we're addressing health and health disparities. So our audience members, in about 30 minutes, you're going to receive an email with an evaluation. Don't delete our emails. We really want to hear your feedback. So please fill out that evaluation. As you know, this is the first time we've done this completely virtually, so we would love to hear your feedback. And if you complete that survey, you may be eligible for a gift card. So you don't want to miss out your chance to get a gift card, so make sure that you open that email and complete that survey for us.
Well, thank you for having us once again.
Thank
It's
you.
been a great journey with the whole program. You know, I advise it to anyone that's wanting to use our avenue to become more vocal in their community because we learned a lot. It taught us a lot of new ways and how to strategize and come up with ways to involve other people to, be instrumental. So thank you.
And also, I would like to also thank Kenesha Bryant, Dr. Kenesha Bryant, for being our mentor and being working with us as well as the whole team. Thank you so much.
Well, we were glad that you were a part of it. And so we are going to end our conference here today. Again, thank you so much for joining us. Don't forget to do your evaluations. And please feel free to reach out to us if there's anything that you need to talk about or you need to connect you with any resources that we discussed today. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Thank you. Bye bye.